speaking and communication skills, all they had to do was develop their communication skills, which of course is part of the equation, but not the entire equation. Now, why is the mind so important? Because first of all, everything that comes out of us starts from within us. So if you want something positive to come out of you, you have to have positive thoughts. We are filled with energy, and this energy impacts our reality. The energy is inextricable to the mind because what we think impacts what we say, and what we say impacts in turn the way we act or behave. So as communicators, the mind has a lot to do with the way our conversations flow and the way our lives unfold. Now, it is very important for us as communicators to note a very important thing. And that is when we do communicate, instead of focusing on wanting to please our audience, we have to focus on the value of our message. Because we work so hard to present, we work so hard to communicate. And if we focus so much on just pleasing people, we will lose our authenticity and we will lose sight of the value of our message that we are here to present. So our mindset has to be fixated on what's important. As a communicator, I am here to inform, to inspire, to engage, to persuade, but I am not here to entertain, which means that there's a huge difference between knowing your audience and seeking to please them. It is very important for us to connect with our audience authentically. We have to know them to speak their language. We have to know them to solidify our relationship with them, but we don't get to know them so we can please them. We get to know them because we have to be honest with them about who we are and what we are here to present. And everything starts with the mind. So if we have a positive mindset, we will always appreciate the value of our message. And we will always focus on what's important, which is the message that I am here to present, as opposed to just pleasing each and every person in this room. So quite frankly, I believe the mind has a lot to do with the way we communicate and interact with one another. And I just want to say a little something to our speakers tonight. This applies to you guys. When you present, focus on your message. Do not focus on pleasing us, because we are here to listen to what you have to say. We are here to learn from you. So even if we disagree with some of the things that you say, that is okay, because we can still agree to disagree, and we can still look up to you as communicators, regardless of whether or not we seem to have the same opinions on the same subject matters. So it's all about learning from one another. It is all about fixating our mindset in a way that would serve us, in a way that would help us develop, grow, and evolve. So I just want to ask some people a couple of questions here, and just raise your hands and I will unmute you. Could you give me an example? Anybody can go ahead and volunteer, but give me an example of how your mind played such a significant role in your life as a communicator. One example of how your mind impacted your presentation, or how your mind impacted the outcome of a certain situation. So just raise your hand and share some of your thoughts and experiences as far as how you came to realize how powerful the mind is, and how it is very likely to impact the way things unfold, you know, for us as communicators or social creatures. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call on Shihab. The floor is yours.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Toastmaster followers and distinguished guests. Good evening, Toastmaster of the evening, our guru and our champion, Toastmaster Dina. Actually, I came all the way from the District 79 here in Saudi Arabia, and I was acting multiple clubs as a diplomatic club, aspiring leader club, Toastmaster Kumsufir, and many other clubs. The reason why I'm saying that at the beginning as a long introduction, to reflect the real meaning of the power of the mind, or the mind, the power for positive. And this is very interesting topic. I am even shocked that Toastmaster Dina, you came up with this topic today because I was gonna come up with the same topic tomorrow evening at one of the other clubs for what is called qualified brains and the powerful minds. And it means that you have the qualified brains to help you to sustain all of this life as a long journey, fully of pains, difficulties, failures, challenges, obstacle, confusion, distraction, politics, internal, external, all of the ways. Until unless you have that qualified brains and powerful minds, you will not be able to sustain. You might reach a certain moment of your life, then inner voice inside your mind come up to say, let us give up those dreams and do what you are supposed to do because we don't have the power or the mind power. And apart of that, there is one more important thing for all of our followers today. You, as a speaker on the stage, you came, like Toastmaster Dina has mentioned, to not to please us, to deliver a message. Your message comes out from the honesty, from the clarity, from the conclusion, from the memories, from the all of the quotes. This combination, it needs definitely mind power to deliver the message strongly to all of the ways of the world, to catch any audience from any different backgrounds, no matter. So I used often to speak in front of Indian, Pakistani, Filipino, and the different Arabic nationalities, Lebanese, Jordanian, Palestinian, Egyptians. And that's the reason why delivering the message to all of these audience in one classroom, one Toastmaster session, it is extremely difficult. And thanks again, Toastmaster Dina, for bringing up this topic to our theme of today. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Evening.
Thank you so very much, Shihab. I think that you mentioned so many important aspects of how powerful and influential our mind is, and I really do appreciate your contribution tonight. And yes, it is a great coincidence that you and I thought of the same topic around the same time, and I think it just goes to show how important this topic is, because I think that it's something that we all go through, and we should just have a very public, open conversation about it so we can empower each other, empower ourselves, and grow to the best of our ability. So thank you so much for your support and your contribution tonight. Marwan, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Yes, okay. One of the things that I learned that was the most impactful insight that I learned, it's really related to emotions and mind. It's your predictions of what's going to happen and how it impacts what's really going to happen. Like, for example, you're going into a scary situation, and the term is called self-fulfilling prophecies. So you predict that something is going to happen, and it tends to happen. For example, you're scared of getting rejected. So you go into somewhere, you're talking to someone who is an authority figure, or you're giving out a presentation, and because you're scared, you believe some kind of belief that they will reject you or something. You're just afraid of being scared, and you show up in a way that is not powerful, that is not authentic, and you tend to not get positive responses because you showed up that way. And then you go like, ha, I knew it. They were going to reject me. Not because you have like a flaw in you, but because you were predicting something, and it happened just because you were afraid. The more afraid you are, the more you're likely to find something that you're afraid of. For example, some people are really afraid of planes falling out of the sky when they are getting on an airplane, which is really, really rare, like 1 out of a million. But a lot of people, like 87% of the people, you can look it up as a statistic, but because it's so frightening, people find it everywhere. So the more you're afraid of something, the more likely you're going to predict that is going to happen, and your prediction is likely to make it happen. That was like when I learned about this, when I actually saw it, I heard about it so many times. It was so fascinating how your identity and your beliefs shape everything, reality, and what actually happens is actually affected by how you, what you believe and what you're predicting. You actually see visions and pictures in your head before you go do something about what's gonna happen if you do that. And because you have these visions, you act in a way that brings about that result. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marwan. I completely agree. I think the problem with the mind is that maybe we don't see the kind of damage that we can cause, but eventually you feel it, right? It's like the wind. You don't see it, but you feel it. But you have to be mindful of how powerful the mind is and how damaging it can be if you do not control your negative thoughts, right? And a lot of people as communicators, going back to my point when it comes to the relationship between communication and the mind, a lot of times people are so fearful of public speaking. They're so anxious when they take the stage, you know, they're just kind of consumed by all these negative energy and all this anxiety, and it just kind of sucks the life out of them. And they feel like people can see right through them, and they convince themselves that this is how I feel and my audience can see right through me. They know exactly what I'm going through. So instead of focusing on their objective and what they're here to do, they're focusing on how they're feeling and the fact that they mentally convince themselves that their audience can see right through them. So everything kind of falls out of place. So remember that even if you feel anxious, even if you're nervous, nobody knows how you feel except for you. And if people start realizing that you're anxious, it's because you gave them a reason to. But it's okay to feel a little bit nervous. It's okay to be a bit stressed out, right? We all go through this, but just make sure that you don't focus so much on these, distracting emotions and the negative thoughts. Focus more on your hard work, on your potential, on how your words can impact the world. And you'll find yourself more confident and more comfortable along the way. And remember something very important. The way you mentally perceive yourself reflects directly on the way people perceive you. So you cannot ask me to perceive you as a confident person if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't perceive yourself as successful or confident or influential. So everything ultimately starts from within. And like Marwan said, it's pretty much contagious. So we have to be very careful with our mind and with our energies. Okay, folks, who else wants to participate? I'm going to start putting some people on the spot. Okay, Sif, hi.
Hi, how are you, everyone?
I am great. How are you?
I'm fine.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, I just came now, so I want to participate. I don't know if you have started with table topic, I think.
No, we haven't yet, but you can definitely volunteer when the time comes. Definitely.
Okay.
We're
So
just
I don't know.
talking about the power of the mind and how it impacts us as human beings and ultimately as communicators. So would you like to say something about that?
Yeah, on my opinion is that the power on the mind is based on, for instance, for me, when I come to speak in front of people, sometimes what comes in my mind, the emotion I used to feel is like, what I'm going to say, is it suitable for my audience or not? Is it what my audience they are appealing to hear or what? So this is what comes in my mind, that when I started speaking, it took me some I started feeling like going through what I'm speaking, but my feeling on my emotion on that is, did what I'm saying related to what my audience need? For instance, I came to speak about to say a word that motivate people within this specific society. Then when I started speaking by giving some example related to some story that has happened before, my emotion on that is, did my audience listening to what I'm feeling or what? This is what comes in my mind. So when I'm thinking about the audience, sometimes I used to put them questions like, when I'm thinking like what I'm telling them is not related to them, then I used to ask a question to them. Maybe what they will respond to me back, it will put my mind on the way that this is what my audience like to see. So I think this is what I'm going to say for that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Saif. Yes. And I agree that it's important for us to focus on, once again, connecting with our audience. But like I said, you have to do it authentically. Don't lose yourself along the way just to please your audience. You have to be honest. You have to be transparent. You have to be authentic, because this is what people are looking for. They're looking for credible, believable communicators. And like I said, sometimes we're going to talk to people and they're not going to necessarily agree with each and every word that we say, and that's okay. But at least they are going to look up to us if we're doing it authentically, if we're being honest with them and with ourselves, and if we are communicating to the best of our ability. And the only way we can do that, if we are mentally intact, if we are thinking positively, if we are fixating our mindset on what's really important. So never lose sight of yourself, regardless of the challenges that you are going through. Okay, I'm going to take one more comment. Islam.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well? Let me my comment on this topic. As when I'm doing analysis or trying to find the root cause for any not good public speaking that I have done, the only root cause that I have got is the conflict, the contradiction that has been done in my mind. So I'm trying to focus on everything to try to know the impact of my public speaking on the audience, and especially if the audience is the director of my company. So when I think in this way, on this way, I'm trying to do the best or try to solve the contradiction before my public speaking. All of these issues or contradictions and impact my public speaking. So I agree with you. Is the mind or what was done in my mind at the public speaking before the public speaking talk, it impacts my performance in the public speaking. That's all.
Absolutely, Islam. You're absolutely right. The way we think of ourselves has a lot to do with the way we present ourselves, and in turn, our relationships with other people. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Islam. Let me call on Muhammad. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I think about my message that I have to transfer to the audience. I concentrate that there are many audience wait for me that I have a message. I transfer information and the knowledge to them. So I show that I focus and concentrate in this message. I concentrate in facilitate our topic and emphasize the concepts. I think this make me less nervous and concentrate in change information and make the variance for make the difference to the audience. I think this make me less nervous.
Yes, I agree, Muhammad. If you focus on your message, if you focus on the objective of your speech, you will focus less on your emotions, on your anxieties, and on all the things that can distract you and the things that can hinder your development or progress as a communicator. So this is why the mind is so important, because you focus on something and then this something dominates the entire course of events. If you focus on your message, it's going to be directly and successfully communicated. If you focus on your emotions will cloud your judgment and your emotions will get the best of you. And your emotions are going to compromise the quality of your message. So depending on what you choose to focus on, this is what's ultimately going to kind of dominate the way things unfold. This is why we always have to be mindful of how powerful our minds are and how everything that starts from within just doesn't stay there. It ultimately impacts everything that comes out of our mouths and also the way we feel and the way we interact with people around us. So yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Muhammad. Okay, it says Zoom user. Zoom user? Who's Zoom
Hello,
user?
everyone.
Hi.
I don't know why my name is not written, but I'm Nadine.
Hi, Nadine.
It's the first time for me to attend.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Go
Well, I
ahead.
wanted, yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. My opinion, actually, if we focused on being in a flow state, that will help us to focus on delivering the best content we want to deliver to people instead of staying in our head, in which we think of the people's judgment or opinion or whatsoever. So being in a flow state help us to like being in alignment in what we're saying, and at the same time people would feel our authenticity and our information, and they would absorb it in a better way. Thank you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so very much for your contribution. Look, ultimately, it's all about what we highlight mentally, right? There's a very nice statement that I came across today, and it goes beautifully with what you just said, actually. And it says that thoughts are energy, though subtle and invisible, they impact our reality. So we really have to focus on what is important. And by focusing on what is important, your audience will focus on that same exact thing. If you focus on how anxious and nervous you are, they're going to focus more on your anxiety as opposed to your message. So not only are you negatively impacting your performance, but you're also shaping the way people perceive you as a communicator because of your negative mindset. So make sure that you are positive, you're supportive. Make sure that when you evaluate yourself, you do it constructively and not destructively. So yes, I completely agree with you. Thank you so very much for your contribution. And it's nice to have you with us for the first time tonight. Now, I would like to officially delve into the agenda. Let me share my screen 1 second, please. Hold on. Okay, let me know if you can see it. Ashraf? Ashraf? Can you share it, please?
I was waiting for the signal. Yes.
Thank you.
Signal is here.
To the rescue. As always. All right. Can everybody see the agenda? Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So today we are going to have 3 segments like we typically do. We're going to delve into our prepared speeches segment. We have 2 speakers tonight. We have Timwa and we have Mrs. Hanem. Timwa's speech is entitled To Be or Not to Be, and Mrs. Hanem's speech is The Most Difficult Job. Now, please, you guys, I want you to give it up to Mrs. Hanem right now. Unmute yourselves and please show her your support because this is her first presentation ever, not just in Toastmasters, ever. So please give her a big round of applause.
You're great.
You're gonna do a great job, and I know you're a little bit nervous, right? And one of the reasons why, Mrs. Hanem, I chose to talk about the mind power tonight is for you. I hope that it's going to help you. I hope that it's going to enable you to fixate your positive mind and your positive thoughts and energies on the beautiful message that you are here to offer tonight. So we are looking forward to listening to you, and we cannot wait to see all the great things that you're going to do tonight. So you have our support and best of luck. Now,
thank you, Gina.
You're very, very welcome.
Shall I start now?
No, just wait 1 second. I'm just going to go through the agenda, and then you're going to deliver your speech after Timwa, okay? You're the second speaker tonight.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Now, after the prepared speeches section, we will delve into the table topics. Okay, and the table topics will be conducted by our awesome Hazem Waddah. Now, Hazem is going to be the table topics master, which means that if you guys want to participate in the table topics segment, please message him your names directly so he can go ahead and incorporate your names into the table topics questions, please. Last but not least, we are going to have the evaluations segment where we are given the opportunity as members of this club to constructively evaluate our prepared speakers. Our two evaluators will be Sameg Zaghloul and Ashraf Youssef. And then we're also going to be introduced to the TAC team, our timer, our counter, and grammarian. These are three very important evaluators. They are here to keep us on track so we can make sure that we are complying with the time frame so we don't fall behind on time. Also, our counter and grammarians are here to keep us on track when it comes to making sure that we use the word of the day and that we don't have a lot of filler words in our speeches. Now, before I introduce our speakers, I would like to hand the mic over to our timer, Ahmed Ale, please, so he can introduce himself and tell you a little bit more about the role that he's going to be occupying tonight.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. As your timer today, I will time every speaker tonight. Table topic speakers, prepared speeches, speaker or formal speakers, evaluators, and the time slot will be divided into three sections, the green section and the yellow section and the red section. With every section, I will share my screen with the proper color. For prepared speeches, the green segment is, I will share my green screen at 5 minutes and my yellow screen at 6 minutes and my red screen at 7 minutes. Yes. For icebreakers, I will share my screen on the green screen at 4 minutes and the yellow screen on at 5 minutes and the red screen at the 6 minutes. For table topic, the first stage will be 1 minute, then 1.5, and then 2 minutes. The evaluator, the first stage, 2 minutes, 2.5, and 3 minutes. After the red screen, you only have 30 seconds to wrap up your speeches if you reach the red screen. Thank you, everyone, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Don't worry, Noor, I was not going to forget the role players. I was just taking my sweet time going through the agenda. All right, so our next role player is Noor, who will be our grammarian for the day. Noor, take it away.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dina. As a grammarian, I will pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. I will try to share my screen now. The word of the day is quirky, which means having or characterized by peculiar or unexpected traits or aspects, unusual in an attractive and interesting way. Examples of using this word: he was tall and had a quirky, offbeat sense of humor. Your friend with pink hair, the excellent vocabulary, and the totally inappropriate wit, you could probably call her quirky, meaning she's unconventional and has a strange mix of traits that somehow end up being kind of interesting or charming. I hope you all understand the word of the day, and I encourage you to all use it in your speeches, whether it's table topics or prepared speeches, and be creative and quirky. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so very much, Noor. Now, I know that we had a member from another Toastmasters club. He was my first participant tonight. Where did he go?
Yes, I'm here.
Shihab, yes. I'm so sorry. You know, everything moved around. I could not find you. Okay, Shihab, since you are a Toastmasters member, would you be interested in being our counter tonight?
Well, I can do the role, but usually I was doing the role of the grammarian and the word master and the acting, but I can do the counter. But the thing here, maybe probably it is my first time today to participate, so I would prefer to act as a table topic to table topics or other things as well.
Okay, so let me negotiate here. So why don't you be our counter tonight?
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead. I agree. Go ahead. You
and
want.
then you can also participate in the table topic segment,
Good.
and then nobody's going to count your filler words. How's that?
I can do that for him. I can count him. I can count his
No, give
filler
him a
words.
break. Come on. How does that sound, Shihab? Is that okay if you do both?
Great. Go ahead, Toastmaster Dina.
Okay, so can you introduce your role?
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my role today is to count all of the so, and the followers words like so, like, repeated words. And I remember once a day, one of the Colombian friends who was introducing the word in visualization way, like saying, you are saying, so that's the way how we are sometimes. We repeat certain words, and to avoid such kind of things, I'm gonna count all of the different counts and deliver my report once the general evaluator call me for the report. Thank you, and back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shihab, for stepping up to the plate. We appreciate your help.
Thank you.
All right, now let me delve into the speeches. Like I said, our first speaker will be Timwa, and his speech title is To Be or Not to Be. Now, before he delves into his speech, I want his evaluator, Samek Zaghloul, to take the stage and tell us a little bit more about Timwa's speech. Samek, are you here? I can't see him. Samek, I don't think he's here, Ashraf.
I can't see him either. I'm trying to look with you, but I can't see him. Unless he is the iPhone.
iPhone, are you Samek? No.
All right. We have Yasmin Gabri. She could fill in if she is okay with that.
What do you think, Yasmin?
Hi, Dina. I actually would. I'd like to offer to swap with Shihab if he'd like to take on a role. I had already started the counter before I had a short discussion with Ashraf before we started. So I'm happy to do the counter, to continue to do the counter. And he can go ahead and evaluate the speaker if he's okay with that. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yes,
How about
that's
that?
great. Toastmaster Shihab,
Okay,
is that okay
perfect.
with you?
Yes, okay. If as being evaluator for one of the speakers, I can act as an evaluator, and if you can send it to me his project objective, I can act as an evaluator for him.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce his title and the objective of his speech, just because I have all the information, but you can go ahead and just evaluate him as he presents, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your flexibility. We really do appreciate it. All right, and thank you, Yasmin.
No problem.
Okay, so let's start. Our first speaker will be Timwa. His speech title is To Be or Not to Be. The objective of his speech is applying feedback. Okay, Timwa, best of luck to you. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. And thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters. I hope you don't find my speech quirky, but here it goes. To be or not to be. This is a soliloquy that comes from William Shakespeare's play, The Hamlet, which is believed to have been first written in 1603. The soliloquy is essentially all about life and death. To be or not to be means to live or not to live, or to live or to die. Hamlet discusses how painful and miserable human life can be, and how death, in his particular case, suicide, would be preferable, would it not be for the fact that he was also fearful of the uncertainty that comes after death. Hamlet was caught in between a space between decision and indecision, a space we all find ourselves in for various reasons every day. To be or not to be is a question that has traveled many a king or queen, many a husband, father, many a wife and a mother, many a brother or a sister. The low and the high in society have been confronted by this question, to be or not to be. It is a soliloquy woven together with the fabric of creation. From the beginning of the universe, exactly where the Creator gives humanity the power to decide to be or not to be humble or proud, to be a saint or a fool, to be happy or to be sad, is all the power of choice. The choice being to be or not to be. We walk, we work, and we move throughout the day, faced with this decision to be made at every turn, and sometimes in an instant. Let's look at it. To exercise or not to exercise in order to be physically fit, to meditate or not to meditate or pray in order to be spiritually fit, to read and access knowledge, or rather enjoy the evening watching TV and series in order to be mentally fit. To be or not to be has determined the success of individuals, of corporations, of dynasties alike. To be or not to be, to act or not react, is that moment in space, a moment in the soul, a moment of independence that the Creator has given to us all. The greatest gift, in my view, that defines our humanity. To be or not to be. Thank you for your attention.
Absolutely beautiful, Temwa. As always, thank you so very much for sharing your wisdom with us tonight. Now I'm going to move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is, once again, Mrs. Hanem, who will be introducing her icebreaker. Take a deep breath, Mrs. Hanem. You're going to be great. You're shining already. She's going to be presenting her icebreaker tonight and her first presentation ever. Now, before I hand the mic over to Mrs. Hanem, I would like her evaluator, Ashraf Yusuf, to introduce her speech.
All right. So yes, so this is Miss Hanem's first speech ever, not just in Toastmasters, but in the whole universe.
Life.
Yes. You will do great, inshallah. This is a very positive environment. This is a place where we all have been through this exact same situation. You will do amazing. This is her icebreaker. There is no specific rule for the icebreaker. It is about 6 minutes long. Go ahead. All the best, inshallah.
Shall I start? I start?
Okay, so yeah, before you start, I just want to say that Mrs. Hanem's title is The Most Difficult Job. Mrs. Hanem, The Most Difficult Job, The Most Difficult Job by Mrs. Hanem. The mic is yours.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Before I start, I want to say that this is my first presentation in my whole life. Appreciate your support. My name is Hanem Sahmoud. I graduated from Faculty of Literature, Journalism section, Cairo University. The first year in the college was general, no specialization. The second year, I was selected among 300 students to join journalism section. I was one of 30. I'm a bookworm. I love reading, especially novels of great authors like Naguib Mahfouz, Hassan Abdul Quddus, Yusuf Idris, and Yahya Haqqi. I remember when I was young, my father brought me lots of books of Ilman Faluti and Gorgistan. He refused to buy for me books for Hassan Abdul Quddus and Yusuf Sibar. But I managed to buy these novels without knowing. And I remember I used to put a big towel on the ground of my bedroom, so he couldn't see the light when I was reading the books during the night. In the 3 years, I was offered internship in 3 major publishing organizations, Al-Ahram, Al-Akhbar, and Rosalius, which has also Sabah al-Khair magazine. There I met many famous writers, authors, and journalists like Hassanin Heikel, Dr. Mustafa Mahmoud, Hassan Abdul Quddus, and Anis Mansour. Also, I met great paintings artists like George Bahgouri and Gamal Khan. It was an honor to stay with those great personalities. The last year, Luis Gris, who was the chief editor of Sabah al-Khair, asked me to write an article about the pocket money of the college girls. I thought this topic was very interesting and uncommon. Through my research, I have interviewed many girls. Some of them told me they spend their money for buying books, some of them for buying chocolates and sweets, and many of them for going to the cinema to watch movies. I was so surprised and excited when I found that the chief editor published my article in the Sabah al-Khair magazine under my name, and he encouraged me to write more articles. When I finished my school, when I graduated, I discovered that this is not the job that I can find myself in. The problem that I am a little shy and I'm not a daring person. This job needs a bold, persistent, and stubborn one, and I'm not that person. Okay, the connection, okay. And I'm not that person. So I stayed a long time to think, what do I want? What do I want? I choose the most difficult job in the world. Can you guess what is it? Being a mom.
I was going to say that.
I want to be a mom. I love children. I want to be a mom. I want to thank Ahmed, my husband, for making my dream come true. God blessed me with 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl, and 8 grandchildren. The most precious time when they come for lunch and dinner to have dinner and I cook the food they like. And also when we go to the North Coast in summer to stay together on beach. The message that I want to say, being a mom is toughest and most honorable job in an entire lifetime. And I'm glad that God chose me to be one. Thank you for listening and God bless you.
Wow,
Bravo!
that was amazing.
Wow.
Unmute yourselves, people. That's her first presentation ever.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Wow,
Thank you
that
all.
was
Thank you
so
so much.
inspiring.
Nice.
Perfect, marvelous.
Thank you
That
all.
was
Thank you so much.
amazing. Thank you so much
Well
for sharing
done.
your.
Thank you. I was shrinking. You know.
It was
You
so
see,
beautiful.
It was amazing, and I couldn't even tell you were shaking. I'm telling you, you looked so natural and confident.
Really?
And see, that's
Really?
what I was saying about the mindset. Sometimes you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm shaking. Everybody can see that I'm shaking. Did anybody notice she was shaking, you guys?
No,
No,
not
you
at
were
all.
doing an amazing job. Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Good
so much.
information, Toastmaster of the day. What we have seen is not icebreaker. It is L3B1 or L4.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you,
Woo!
Shihab. Thank you. You made my day. You made my day for you viewers. Really, all of you. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Hanem. You made this meeting a tremendously special one because you shared your beautiful life story and you inspired us all. So thank you so much for taking the stage
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So speaking of which, you guys, before we delve into our table topic segment, I would like our awesome Zoom master to please launch the polls. We will be voting for the best speech tonight. So please, everybody participate. And then when we're done with the voting section, we will delve into the table topics segment. Go ahead.
لا بجد مش متضايق. بجد عجبتك؟
If you'd like, Mrs. Hanem, you can mute yourself.
No, don't.
You know, the strange about that, Gina, that Ahmed didn't ask me about the speech. He didn't tell me what did you prepare, about what. Until now, he didn't know. This is the first time he can hear me now. You know that?
Wow.
Even after she finished.
It is surprise him. It's much better.
So tell me, Dr. Ahmed, what do you think of her speech?
It's great. It's great.
Did you like the part where she thanked you?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, because this is a practical part. She is living the case.
It was amazing. It was amazing. A job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashraf, are we good on the voting? Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for voting. Now, we are delving into the most interactive segment of the evening, our table topic segment. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Hazem. The mic is yours.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you. As always, I really like you as the way you speak, and hopefully I will get there sometime, hopefully in the long time. So my fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, welcome to all of you. And this part would be the most likely to be fun part in our session today, because it's an interaction between all of us. All of us can have or express our opinions, what we feel, and what we think. So, and as always, we are today on the matter of the mindset. So we have questions that are related to the mindset. So hopefully nobody will be afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay. So there is a great quotation that nobody ever know who said that. Who is the author of the quotation? It says, I'll say it, and then we will discuss it, and we will see do we all agree, or we have different might have different opinions. So a negative mind will never give you a positive life. A negative mind that will not give you a positive life. So it's unknown who said it, but for myself, I agree with it. I agree that you will never be able to have a fully not happy but positive life with your mind, because the power of your mind brings you down whenever you feel positive. So I don't know if anyone agrees with that or not. So let's go. Does anyone want to volunteer to say what he wants or she wants? Okay, we have a Zoom user, Nadine, right? Nadine, okay. Please.
You give me a second. I would like to remind everyone to try to use the word of the day, which is quirky. And I forgot to say that whenever anyone uses the word of the day, that's what we do. Yes. Okay. So
yes.
To encourage you to use it more, we use this. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it?
Hand gesture.
Hand gesture.
Yeah. What
Okay.
you see. What you see. All right.
Back to you, Hazim.
Please. Thank you. Please, Nadine, go.
I totally agree on this.
Totally agree.
It really helps, as many of you said before. It can shift our reality, the way we think. It shifts how we see things, then shifts our reality.
All right. Who's next? Yeah, I totally agree with you, by the way, Nadine. I see Marwan. All right, and I see someone else. Please keep your hands up. Yeah, safe. All right. Yeah, you're next after Marwan.
All right.
And Malak also. Yeah. Please, Marwan. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I think that the topic of negativity itself. It's like having positive thoughts is encouraging, but the line itself, it's very how do I say, positive psychology is a very famous topic. It's a very trending topic, but the idea behind it is to suppress what's negative, even if we say it out loud or not. And I don't agree with that. I think that suppressing the negative doesn't make it go away. As a human condition, there are certain emotions that are negative as a result of who we are as humans, and trying to pretend that we do not have these emotions doesn't do anything but will make it worse. So I believe myself that we have to acknowledge that the negative exists, and when we do that, the negative emotions themselves, they dissipate. You can see them. When you can see them and acknowledge them and actually let them go, you can actually be positive. But trying to, this from what I read and what I learned, trying to pretend to be positive is not authentic, and that just creates tension and actually feels odd. So the line is not intrinsically wrong. I think it just it's this idea that we should be positive. The should word is just too much tension. You are allowed. It's my belief that you're allowed to feel all the spectrum of emotions. That's what I learned. That's what I learned from everything that I read. And yeah, just allowing yourself to feel the negative gives you an opportunity to be positive. And that's
it. Thank you, Marwan, for your point of view. You brought the opponent or opposite point of view. Thank you for that. So let's try to have others to answer this another question. All right. So let me ask. Some some might think, oh, let me just remind you all that you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. So don't rush into the answer. Try to use the whole time that is given to you. So sorry for that. I should have said that in the beginning, but please forgive me for that. So next question would be, are we born into positive minds, or is that something that we can learn or develop? Please, Saif, please go ahead.
All right, but can you repeat the questions?
All right, yeah, sure. The question is, are we born into positive mindsets? So do we have positive mindsets because of our genes or our body, or we were born into it, right? Do you understand me? Or it's something, a skill that you can acquire and develop?
Well, actually, I cannot say we have a positive mind or we doesn't have. For me, my opinion is that this is depend on the behavior of the person grow in or getting a behavior or habit from his parent. What his parent taught him, put him in which way his parent guide him, and also related to his friends or the people that is surrounding to him. Maybe this one may have the impact on the behavior of a person. If a person grows with a parent that are doing in the right way and going things well, so I don't think I can say this person can grow with a positive behavior. While if the person grows with a friend who are not, they are friend who doesn't have a maybe good future in their life, maybe this person can have this will have the impact on the behavior of the person. It's like criticize people. You see, when you criticize people, I really pity those kind of people because they have a negative mind. So this such kind of people, they can't even grow with their life. They always focusing on what is your development, what is your progress. So that's why always they sleep with you. They don't have anything to do unless thinking about you. So that means having a positive mind. For me, I can say it depends on their parents' guidance and also the people or friends that are surrounding the people and even the society. If a person have this such kind of behavior, good behavior, it may have a positive impact on him and the vice versa. So this is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Saif. You brought an interesting point. So what about the question of how can we develop a positive mindset? And that question goes to Malak because she has her hand raised a long time ago. Please, Malak, go ahead. Do you think that we can, what can we do to develop a positive mindset?
But every time I prepare myself to answer a question, you change it. Anyway, well,
No, it's okay. You can answer what you want.
I'd love that quirk of fate that I'd have to answer an on-the-spot question. As a beginning, I would like to say that negativity or positivity is just an aspect that we acquire from life experiences. So I can have a good situation, but I don't feel okay. I mean, even in the most or the richest country on the world, Switzerland, I believe I've heard that they have the high limit or the high scale of killing themselves, even though they have all what they need, money and everything. So it's not about genes, I believe, or about atmospheres. It's about your point of view regarding things. Even bad things, you can see the good point about it or the bright side of it. To answer your question, I believe, yes, we have some activities or some points that we can believe in to improve our positivity of life. Knowing the value of life, it's not only about money and materialistic things. It's about feelings and having relationships, good relationships with our family and friends and neighbors. Giving, sharing is caring more rather than taking would raise the positivity of your life. Exercising and free walking, I would believe, would rise the positivity too. Having a spiritual side in our life, praying, meditation, yoga, any kind of a spiritual, metaphysic side of life would release the tension and the negativity out of our life. So to cut it short, I believe that we can acquire the positivity.
Yeah, thank you, Malak, for that. That was thoughtful. Really appreciate that. All right, let's bring some heat to the conversation that we have. What about if I'm gonna be the devil's advocate for now. I'm gonna say, what if is that having a positive mindset is overrated? You know, sometimes we don't want or we don't need to have a positive mindset all the time. We might because you know bad things happen in all kinds, so it's okay to have a negative mindset sometimes. Some might argue with that, like my friend Marwan here. So what do you think, about that?
Okay, thank you first for playing the devil's advocate. I'm partially agree with you because being negative in at some level, this makes you honest with yourself to confront yourself with your flaws, with your mistakes, with your weak points. So when you identify or highlight these points, you can work on it. You can develop um, develop your skills or your abilities in these weak points and work on it to develop the positive side of your personality, which brings us back to the point that we can acquire a good or a positive mentality or personality by working on the surrounding of us, or by working on it, not something we born with it. So my opinion is it's okay to work to be negative in some extent to identify your flaws and work on it to develop your personal positive personality or positive thinking. Finally, one more point.
Yeah, you have the time. Yeah, please don't waste it.
Okay. Finally, one more point. I think positivity is not an overrated, because positivity leads the others who surrounds you, and motivate them to do their best for the good of the community. So to make it short, I think that all of us have the positive and the negative, but I think the positive should outweigh the negative.
Thank you, yeah, thank you. That was really inspiring. Thank you. So what about Alice? What do you think?
Just a second here. Can I make my background with the colors, and I would like to ask Ashraf to put me in the spotlight for the speaker put me on the pen.
If I put you in the spotlight, people will not be able to see the speakers.
So
I think it's working. What we have is working at the moment. I think it's working at the moment. So let's give the people the chance. Please, Alice, and then Muhammad Asmat. What do you think, Alice? What do you think? Do you agree to the having a positive mindset all the time, or sometime, or doesn't necessarily need to have a positive mindset?
I think it's quite important to have a positive mind. Actually, it's something that we have to develop through the time, because I remember I read some time ago, like actually the brain by itself is developed into fear because it was the mechanism of survival in our primary times. Like fear was what kept us alive, when natural reaction of the human being to have negative thoughts. I need to guard myself, to keep myself. So actually, through the years, we need to train ourselves into being positive, and being positive helps us to have a good mindset. But it was like, okay, we have to embrace it, but in a good way. How it is like a controlling ourselves, like to be ourselves, our own police, and like give a time frame for the negativity. Like what do I have that is worrying me? So give a time frame for that. Maybe I spend maybe 20 minutes or 1 hour, even 1 hour, I believe is too much, focusing, okay, this is bothering me. How can I manage it? How can I arrange it? And then shift, like not give it like the full day just to worry and worry and worry, and to waste your energy just in worry. Like I give it a fine time and then move on to positivity. What are the things that I can control? What are the things that I can address? What are the things that I cannot address? Then let me put them aside and just focus my negativity thoughts into correcting the things that I actually can control. That's my thought.
Yes, thank you, Alice. Thank you, Alice. That one was interesting. So how about you, Muhammad Asmat? Do you think that the people who have acquired a positive mindset lead a better life, or their life is better than those who are without or with another mindset?
I think who have a positive mind, they succeed in their life, and they practicing real life, and we have hope to life. This is the negative thinking push us to perform, push us to succeed, push us to achieve our objectives or our goals. So we need positive thinking to see to didn't see the empty part of the cup, but not the filling part of the cup. So to push ourselves and increase our ability to live. If we have a negative mind, we destroy ourselves. We stopped in our life. We change. We not success, but we failed in our jobs and careers and our life and relations and anything. So we should thinking negative, not positive. Thank you for this part.
Thank you, Muhammad Asmat. I think you meant to say positive other than negative at the end. You just flipped that.
Sorry.
So, but it's okay. It's okay. So, Mai, what about you? Do you think that having a positive mindset will prevent us from feeling sad or depressed sometimes, at least?
Hi guys.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but please, just a reminder to use the word of the day, quirky, if you can.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to. Well, first of all, this is my first time to participate in Toastmasters. So I'm really excited. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna sound somehow quirky. I'm not sure. Okay, but I'm trying to. Well, speaking of positivity, I think that we as human beings, we usually have this mindset that trying to protect us from everything new, everything that we don't know, because our mindset, our minds is designed to protect us from dangerous stuff. So everything that is unknown is quite, it might be dangerous for us. So our minds trying to prevent us from doing anything new, from knowing new people, from starting new activity. That's why we have to overcome these these negative thoughts by trying to knowing what are exactly the negative thoughts that are controlling our minds in order to try to overcome it. So I think that every one of us has to act every day on these negative thoughts. For me, I try to push myself into doing stuff, new stuff like this one, because I feel like I'm really excited. I'm happy to be with you. Yeah. So you asked me if this positive mindset that pushed me into being here is gonna, is it really making me feel happy? Yeah, I'm happy for being here with you. I'm really excited. And I'm looking forward to being one of the members of Toastmasters. And who knows what might happen.
Thank you, May. Thank you, May. That was really great. Actually, especially in that is your first time to have to be a visitor. You were so smooth. That's great, and we are looking forward to having you as a member. So soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Hopefully, inshallah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think one more. Right. Thank you, Ashraf, for reminding me. All right. So that would be from Shihab, of course, Shihab Nagar. He came a long journey to that. So please let us hear your opinion about that. Oh, so you are standing now.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, again. For all of us, whoever is meant by the success, no one is gonna be a successful dreamer until we have the capability to be a successful dreamer. And what I meant of that, most of us, we thought at the moment that the success is just an amazing gift from the sky, or just a magic stick hit the ground like that, and to bring brilliant ideas. And do you have ever seen that all of the ideas come up from the power of the mind, the heart? The passion in the heart, it makes you more enthusiastic to work harder, day and night, weekends and weekdays, fighting for the favor of your goals. And that's the reason why I keep saying difficult roles end up with the beautiful things. Pains, the reality of the pains as a positive attitude in negative situation. Thinking about defining the reality of the pain as a green, beautiful picture, as a pain, as a spirit code of our life, which is a flower in the picture, the heart code of the life, which is the crown of the picture, and the success key of our life, which is the key down below in the picture. Thinking about that like this way as a green, beautiful picture, you will be surprised that the struggling people are the happiest people ever in the whole life. Why? Because they define the reality of the pain as a green, beautiful picture. Thinking about the other people in the gray zone, struggling, doubting, worrying, thinking, fearing, looking over their shoulder, driving away from self for nothing in return. And that's what I meant of the green zone of the defining period. Have you ever asked yourself, What does it mean, the positivity, to be extreme positive? It is just the advanced skill of the kindness. It is another format of the kindness. Think about it like this way. Pains as a positive attitude in negative situation. Back to you, our table topic, Master.
Thank you, Shihab. Thank you. That was really, really great and professional. Yeah, we thought that you are giving the lecture, actually. Yeah. But I just want to bring a little point that struggling is really different from having a positive mind. So you can have a positive mindset and you still struggle. It's not. It doesn't oppose that that you will never struggle. But all right. But thank you for that. You brought great points. So anyone else, or am I ran out of time, Ashraf? I think.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you all, and you all brought great points. Thank you, and please keep doing that. Keep coming here, and we enjoy your presence. So I'll head back to Toastmaster of the day, Dina. Right, Dina, please.
Thank you so much, our awesome table topic master. You did an incredible job. I love how you engaged everybody and you encouraged a lot of people who are with us for the first time tonight to actually take the stage and communicate so beautifully. So a job well done to you, Hazem, and thank you to all our eloquent and brilliant participants. All right, so before we delve into the last segment, which is the evaluation segment, I would like to ask our Zoom master to launch the poll so we can choose our best table topic speaker for the night. Are we done, Ashraf?
Twenty more seconds, Yadina, inshallah.
Okay.
All right, vote, guys.
Come on, you guys. It's
only
just a click of the button away. Let's go. Let's support each other.
And we're done.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, you guys. Now to our final segment. And I personally think it's a very important segment because it's about growth. The evaluation segment, it's not about criticism. It is about developing ourselves. It is about growing and supporting each other and constructively giving each other the necessary feedback that we need in order to progress in our public speaking journey. So I like this segment because even though I did not deliver a speech tonight, I always learn from my fellow speakers and I always learn from my fellow evaluators in a way that would keep me on the lookout as far as what I should or should not do moving forward. So listen up. It doesn't matter whether or not you spoke tonight. Just make sure that you listen to these evaluations because they do give us some awesome tips and tricks on what we should or should not be doing as public speakers, all right? So I would like to jumpstart this segment by calling on our awesome first evaluator who courageously took the stage multiple times tonight. Shihab, we look forward to your evaluation. The mic is yours, my friend.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, again. For all of us who ever listened to our champion who came on the stage today, Toastmaster Midway, Toastmaster Timwa, you fire up the stage today. You will deliver a wonderful speech, full of quite fascinating words and the beautiful sentence. Do you know what? The idea was sold out to me and they convinced the entire of the audience. And I was personally triggered and excited by all of the words about to be and not to be. What I have seen today, you are a champion by the book. and once a day you will deliver your message to entire the world. Just a few winning cards to help you out to add more drama and more energy to your speech, to be able to catch audience from different backgrounds in order to deliver your message all the ways of the world. Just remember my words, a set of 10 of articles, we need to learn and practice them 10 times. And personally, I have been practicing 260 times. Motion, gestures, eye contact, stressing on the word, vocal variety, and more importantly, the opening the speech, then the conclusion, then between both of them, the clarity of the idea. Then finally, the conclusion and the wonderful quotes. A part of that, the confidence, which you see are very good, and this is the only article out of them should be mentally prepared before the session. For the rest of the 9 articles, you should practice them area before, as I mentioned before. Just moving forward very quickly to check your session. You did a great job to deliver the speech and the message was 100% clear. Thinking about the opening speech, it was much better to think, to say, imagine, have you ever thinking about to be, just catch the audience by opening the speech. Better than saying to the audience like, it is my first, hopefully, usually as a speech. Second thing, try to focus on the conclusion. Conclusion is the most important part in your message. So you need to capitalize all of your effort on the conclusion by delivering all of your message in the conclusion, by having some kind of the wonderful quote or something in the conclusion part. But just try to work on your speech as a standing position. Because sitting down, it will not help you out to add the drama and energy. You are very good in the speech and the delivery, but if you stood up on the stage, it will help you out to add more energy. More importantly, the eye contact and the motions. If you utilize the stage movement, right and the left, front and back, it will help you out to add more drama. And the eye contact, you are here delivering the message to the audience. You have a very wonderful speech, but just if you add some kind of the eye contacts with your audience to catch them. And they utilize some kind of the word for the vocal variety, like stressing on the word, voice moderation, like saying to be and not to be, either to be or not to be. So saying that like this way, it will help the audience to catch the audience. Overall, it was wonderful speech. Congratulations for your project today and wish you all of the best for the future speech. Back to our general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Shihab, for this brilliant, thorough evaluation. I'm sure we all benefited from it. Thank you so much for your efforts. All right, moving on to our next evaluator, Ashraf, who will be evaluating Mrs. Hanim's speech. The mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Dina. So first off, let's give a huge round of applause for Miss Hanim.
Woo!
She did a fantastic job. I mean, I wish my first speech was this good. I wish, yani, first speech, I didn't even speak the whole session. Yani. Half of it was muted because I was afraid and I was terrified. So thank you so much, Hannah, for doing such an amazing job. I honestly did not even notice that this was your first speech. I mean, this could have been your 10th speech, 20th speech, 80th speech. I mean, it was that good. I didn't even notice that you were afraid. I mean, I realized after you finished the speech that you said you were shaking. I didn't even notice it, even though I saw your hand a few times. I didn't see this. I just saw, it was not completely unnoticeable. And your voice and your vocal variety was perfect. You stressed, you calmed down in parts, and then you rose up, and then you went down and up, which is the exact way to use vocal variety. Your intonation was also on point. And also your eye contact. You did not leave the camera for an instant. You were always on camera. You never shied away. You didn't look on the ground or look up or look right or look left or whatever. So that was perfectly done. And you were also very calm. I mean, I could easily focus on your speech. It wasn't like I was shaking and you were talking really fast because you wanted to finish quickly. That was not the case. You were calm, you were organized, you know exactly what you wanted to say, and the story itself was great. You were chosen one out of out of 300 students in order to join journalism, and then you went off to join Sawah Al Khair Masr. So that was perfect. Honestly, it was a very well made speech. I have no other suggestions. I mean, I don't think there was any words or counting words or anything like that. Perfectly done. So thank you so much, and hopefully we will see you in the next speech.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much, Ashraf, for your encouraging words. And I really feel like you paid a lot of attention to so many details, which is very important for evaluators to do, because it's not just supposed to be general feedback. It's supposed to be very meticulous. And you have to make the speaker feel like you are extremely fixated on the smallest details. And you do have to give all these details attention, because ultimately, this is where the important information comes from, all the specifics and all the details. And we learn from these different details. It makes us different. It makes us authentic. And I just really appreciated your evaluation. So thank you so much, Ashraf. Now we are going to move on to our tag team. As I mentioned earlier, we have the timer, we have the counter, and we have the grammarian. Now, I would like us to start off by calling on Ahmed Ale for his report. The mic is yours.
First, we have the polls.
Okay, you want to do the polls first? Okay. Because I was going to ask the timer if everybody's qualified before we do the polls, though.
Okay, whatever you see.
At the last section, yes, if every evaluator is qualified.
Oh, you mean the other sections not so much?
Not so much.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's just let it slide. Let's have fun, okay? Don't be too strict, okay? Okay, all right. So the evaluators are qualified. Okay, so Zoom Master, go ahead and launch the polls, please.
This is very close. This is very interesting. All right.
What do you feel about this, Mr. Evaluator?
Yeah. I think we all know who wins, Yanya.
No, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? What do you mean?
I'm in control.
What do you mean by that?
I'm in control. This is my game. Alas. All right.
What?
100% of the people have already voted. That's amazing. All right. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmasters of the Day.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, I will move on to Ahmed Ale. I would like him to give us a thorough report of the time, because time is so important. It keeps us on track. It ensures that everybody is communicating within their allotted time, which is very, very important for public speaking. It shows that you respect your time and everybody else's time on the agenda. So Ahmed, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And thank you all the Toastmaster members and guests for staying to your time, or almost sticking to your time. I will share my report. Let me share my screen. That sheet. So for tabletop for speakers, Timwa, you were at 3 minutes 33 seconds, and you're underqualified. Sorry for that. I checked with Ashraf that I timed you right, but it was very good speech, but it was short in time. I think you need to work on that in the future. Miss Hanem, it's exactly on time, 5 minutes 48 seconds. And Nadine, or iPhone user, or Zoom user, sorry, I didn't catch your time actually. I didn't get to the chance to catch your time, but it was very short. So I think you're underqualified. Everyone in the table topic is qualified. Shihab Nagar, for the evaluator part, you spent 3 minutes 22 seconds, and you just qualified. For Ashraf, 2 minutes 10 seconds, and also qualified. I will share this I will take a screenshot and share this in the chat for you to get back if you want.
As
Thank
a
you.
point,
And back to
point
you.
of information, if allow for me, for the icebreaker, based on the last changes from Toastmaster International, it has been 4 to 6 minutes. And I have been exercising one of the icebreaker session. It was around 3:30. So less or more 30, it can be qualified. I think this is what I have practiced it before. So
This is not an icebreaker. So Timwa is not this is not an
oh,
icebreaker speech for
yeah, I see. I can understand. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So that's it was a very good speech,
Yes,
and it
like
was a very good speech. But I think he need to work on the time to make it to elongate it more. So thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, our timer of the day, for highlighting the importance of complying with time. Okay, moving on to our next evaluator. I'm going to call on Yasmin, who is going to be our counter for the night. The mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, everyone, fellow members and guests. So at the risk of coming off as quirky, I just want to take a moment to say how unbelievably cute it is to have a few family members in the same screen together attending the meeting. It kind of reminds me when my brother was visiting from the US and we did the same thing. So it was very touching to see that. Regarding the count, and I do thank Brother Shihab for explaining my role for me. We have Dina, mashallah, who's a very upbeat speaker. She has zero filler words. We have Ashraf, who's a very animated speaker, zero filler words in the beginning. And then when he spoke again as an evaluator, there was a little bit more of the pauses and the filler words there. In the beginning of the meeting, at the top of the meeting, when Dina invited the audience members to share in and reflecting on the theme of the day, which is mind power, we had Shihab, who's a very seasoned speaker and visiting us from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, zero filler words. And then it was consistent with him when he was talking in table topics, and then again as an evaluator just now. We have Marwan. Moving forward, I'm just going to, just for the sake of making it efficient and more palatable for everyone, I'm just going to go ahead and say if they did less than 5 filler words or more than 5. And if I mention it's a lot more than 5, then it means it was very audible to the audience members. So Marwan was less than 5 when he was talking about self-fulfilling prophecy, which is one of my favorite terms. Saif was less than 5 when he was talking about how we should relate to audience members. And I think I heard a yani right there in the middle of his speech, which was very interesting. Islam was more than 5 when he was talking about conflicts of our mind. Muhammad Ismat was more than 5 when he was talking about how to facilitate the topic to the listeners. Nadine was more than 5 when she was talking about her flow state. We had Marwan speak again during the table topics. It was consistent when he was talking about the trending topic. Saif was, he actually had a bit more filler words when he was talking during table topics as well about society's impact. We had Muhammad Asmat still consistent when he was talking about how it's important to be insightful. And then Nadine once again, when she participated in table topics, and she was sharing her interesting thoughts. Moving on to the prepared speakers, Timwa, less than 5 filler words, and I appreciate how he was supporting Egypt as a soccer fan. And then Mrs. Hanem, of course, very impressively less than 5. And I'm saying this as a fellow bookworm, so I appreciate that very much about her as well. Moving on to the rest of the fellow members who participated in table topics, I think the only people we have left were Hazem. He was more than 5 filler words, and he was talking about the importance of having fun. We have Malak, unfortunately a lot more than 5, but it was really interesting all the same about how she was talking about focusing on non-materialistic things. Alice, more than 5 when she was talking about the survival instincts and the importance of that. And May, a lot more than 5, unfortunately, when she was talking about how positivity protects us in certain situations, which I totally agree with. And then we're just going to move on to Ahmed Ali. During his report was more than 5. And then coming up is Noor, so I'll leave that up to her. And last but definitely not least, myself, you can all notice how it was a lot more than 5, because these are the things that I come back to Toastmasters meetings again and again to work on and to try to this more and more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Yasmin. Wow. You were really paying attention. That's a lot of information, girl. Good job. I think being the counter is one of the most difficult roles to play, because you have to focus on so many filler words in multiple languages, and it's just insanely consuming. So a job well done. Thank you, Yasmin, for your contribution and valuable feedback. All right, last but not least, we will be moving on to our amazing grammarian. The mic is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now, I want to start by saying who said the word of the day today. Timwa said it once. Yasmin said it once. Amra Abbas typed it in the chat box once. And May said it once. And I think I missed someone who said it at the end of their speech. If you said the word of the day, can you speak up?
Said it at the beginning of the speech, to the quirk of the fate, or it doesn't count. It should be quirk.
Oh, no, it counts.
Okay.
Thank you, Malak. Okay, moving on, the second part of this report. I hope you don't hate me, because the Toastmasters International, in their last changes, they changed the rules that I have to mention those who made lapses or mistakes, grammatical mistakes. I have to mention their names. Before that, we used to mention the mistake without saying the names. So don't hate me. And remember that we are all here to learn. And I encourage you to bring a pen and a paper so that you can learn from your mistake and not repeat it again. Our big goal here is improvement. So, Shahab al-Naggar, first, I would like to say that you are a great speaker. I've learned a lot from you today. Your speaking skills are excellent. The grammatical lapses that you have are, do you have ever seen? Instead of saying, do you have ever seen, we say, have you ever seen? Instead of saying what I meant of that, we say what I meant by that. Instead of saying this combination, it needs, we say this combination needs. Islam Hagazi, instead of saying not good public speaking, we say when my speech was not the best. And instead of saying I agree with you is, we say I agree with you that. Muhammad Ismat, there are many audience wait for me. We say there is an audience waiting for me. We can actually, the word audience is a singular word. So we usually refer to audience using is because it's one entity. Instead of saying this make me less nervous, we say this makes me less nervous. Nadine, Zoom user, being in a flow state help us is not grammatically correct. Instead of it, we say being in a flow state helps us. Mrs. Hanem, they spend their money for buying books. We say they spend their money in buying books. And instead of saying on beach, we say on the beach. Instead of saying the strange about that, we say the strange thing about that. Ahmed Alaa, it was very good speech. You should just add a very good speech. Malak Osama, they have the highest scale of killing themselves. I think that it's better to say they have the highest rate of suicides. Exercising would rise the positivity. It's a better way to say exercising would increase the positivity. Now, moving on to my favorite part of the grammarian report, the quotes or sayings that I liked. So Témoin said the quote, "To be or not to be," which is a great quote. Thoughts are energy, though subtle and invisible, they can affect reality. Dina Abu Saif. Mrs. Hanem, I'm a bookworm. I love reading. It's inspiring. Hazem Waddah, a negative mind will never give you a positive life. That concludes the end of my report. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Noor, for your hard work. Wow, it is not easy being a grammarian either. You know, it's just amazing how much we can learn from these evaluations, right? And even if you're native speakers, we tend to make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. So I just love how, you know, attentive you were to the details, and you actually, you know, said the sentences the way they were communicated. You corrected them beautifully. And also the quotes and the sayings that you shared with us. Spot on. Absolutely brilliant. A job well done, Noor. And you know what? Sometimes I try to escape these roles because I feel like I have to focus the whole time and I don't get to just relax and take a break, because you have to be focused on what each and every person is saying from the get-go until we, you know, conclude the meeting. And it's such a difficult job, I think, for the counter and the grammarian especially. Am I correct?
I think it helps with my listening skills. I actually love to take roles for that reason.
Good job. And that's how we learn, by listening. But it does require a great deal of attention, which you demonstrated so beautifully tonight, Noor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, now we are going to transition into the exciting part of our meeting. We are going to announce the certificates. You know, it's just a way to celebrate milestones. I just want to make sure that everybody knows you all did a wonderful job tonight. Our prepared speakers, our table topic speakers rather, and our evaluators. Everybody did a brilliant job because you invested in the content of your presentations and you benefited everybody in this meeting tonight. So thank you so much for your participation and for your efforts. Without further ado, I would like to ask our Zoom master to go ahead and display our certificates for tonight, please.
So who do you guys think won? I wonder. So
you.
Wishful thinking.
We will see.
All right, drum roll, everybody, drum roll. So the person who got the best speech award is Mrs. Hanem. Woo!
Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations.
Super well done. MashaAllah.
Say something, Mrs. Hanem. Say something. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Really, I can't imagine that. Really, I'm so excited. Really, I thank you all for encouraging me. Really, you are so kind. All of you made my day today. Thank you so much. I cannot believe it. I really, because it's
you
my
made our day too. You made our day too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you and to many more.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, moving on to our best table topics. We can hear you, Mrs. Hannum.
Yeah. They asked me just to take a photo of the certificate.
We're going to send you the certificate on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Don't worry. Yes, we'll send it right away. Okay, so our best table topic award goes to, drum roll everybody. Shihab. Woo!
Well done.
Good job, Shihab. Very, very well deserved.
I agree. Totally agree.
A
Congratulations.
job well done. And thank you for taking on multiple roles tonight.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
You saved the day.
Superstar.
You and Yasmin, both of you saved the day. All right, moving on to
Contact me after this this meeting in order to send you the certificate. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
Shihab.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Last but not least, our best evaluation certificate goes to, drum roll, everybody.
It is me.
Yay!
Look at this. Amazing.
Congratulations, Ashraf. A job well done. It goes to our very own president.
Yeah.
Beautifully done, Ashraf.
Ashraf is all over the certificate.
Wow. Ashraf is all over the place.
Exactly. Yes. So just
Congratulations.
yeah, so just to have proof that I had so Ashraf, okay. Just Ashraf.
We don't need proof, Ashraf. Come on.
Just to make people happy. Yeah.
We believe you. It was earned. The people spoke. They voted for you. All right, you guys. So I think tonight was an amazing meeting. I really appreciated the energy. I'm just so happy that we had a lot of first timers tonight who took the stage so courageously and shared their wisdom and practiced their public speaking and communication skills with us. So thank you for coming. And I hope that each and every one of you returns again in the very near future. Now, if anybody's considering membership, please contact us on our social media platforms or on the WhatsApp groups. I am Dina Abu Saif. I am the membership chair. I am the one who's going to walk you through the process should you consider becoming a member at Cairo Toastmasters Club. And also, I wanted to say congratulations, not just to the winners, but to each and every one of you for preparing, for delivering, for committing, and for once again, just contributing so fruitfully to the progress of this meeting. I know that we all learned from each other tonight. One more thing before I go, just to kind of re-tackle tonight's theme, I just want you to know something. The mind is very, very important. It is the most powerful tool in the world. And there's this one quote that I want to share with you before I conclude the meeting, which goes a little something like this. It says, believe that you can, and you're halfway there. I want you to always believe in yourself. I want you to always think positively, because if you approach life with a positive mindset, not a negative mindset, if you don't want to think positively all the time, like a couple of people said in the table topic segment, you can think constructively, but not negatively, because when you think constructively, you're still evaluating yourself, but in a beneficial manner. You're tackling the positives and you're kind of working on the negatives, but you're supporting yourself. You're not tearing yourself apart and you're not destroying yourself. So it's either positive or constructive, never negative, okay? So keep fighting the good fight, believe in yourselves. And once again, I'm just so very happy to have seen each and every one of you tonight. And I look forward to seeing you all next time around, okay? Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Let's have a group picture, guys. Group picture.
Yes, picture. Everybody turn your cameras on.
Bye.
Yes, you have 2 seconds to turn on your camera now. Oh, wow. Look at that. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Say 1, 2, 3, cheese.
Cheese.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.